Welcome everyone to the stream. Just a couple days before Christmas, and bear with me. I have not had any coffee today. This is I just have some coffee here. I haven't consumed any of it yet, and I've usually had I can't tell you how much coffee by this time of the morning. So I'm starting to go through caffeine withdrawal. But we got a lot to talk about, and after I have my coffee, I'm going to sign off and do some Christmas shopping at the mall. A couple things to pick up here. Like all husbands, we wait till the last minute. But I wanted to talk about Jack Smith. Oh, Jack Smith. This was... Oh, that's awful coffee. Oh my gosh. Is that yesterday's coffee? The bad taste of the coffee probably will wake me up more than the caffeine content. Oh my goodness, this tastes so bad. But I'm stuck with it now. So I wanted to talk about Jack Smith and this massive defeat that Jack Smith has suffered. And it's a beautiful defeat because I've been watching all the analysis of it this morning. I've been reading a bunch of articles about it, and I think everyone has missed, except for me, of course, I think everyone has missed the big picture with Jack Smith. And this is it. Jack Smith was hoping and praying, if he prays, that the Supreme Court would say that President Trump has immunity. He knows he has no evidence. He has no case. Trump is more popular than he ever was, and with popularity comes power. He's coming back for his second term. He's so far ahead in the polls, and he's in a panic. He wants out of this. He wants out of this. You know, all these officials, Jack Smith and the rest of them, they're doing crime. They're corrupt public officials. All right? They're corrupt public officials, and they're misusing their authority given to them by the government to persecute someone because they don't like them, and they're so far ahead in the polls, and they're coming back into power. And when Jack Smith started this, see, this is just the same thing as the original special counsel, although this guy's not a real special counsel. But they thought, Jack Smith and Merrick Garland and all these jerks, they thought that by this point, Donald Trump would be unpopular with MAGA, that we would drop him. They thought that once he got arrested with all these cases, and there was the mugshot and everything else, that MAGA would drop him. Not only did MAGA circle the wagons and get motivated and activated to make sure that he returns in a second term, but the MAGA movement has grown huge. I mean, just huge numbers of people have joined the MAGA movement. And they were not counting on this. And Jack Smith, and you know what, Judge Junkin, they want out, especially Jack Smith, because these people are doing crime. And I would imagine at some point Jack Smith may try to make a deal with the second Trump administration to be a witness against Merrick Garland and all of these others. So the defeat with Jack, in my opinion, and you guys let me know yes or no to this question. The defeat Jack Smith had, in my opinion, with the Supreme Court is that he wanted them to say Trump had immunity so he could toss the case. That he wants out of this. Do you agree with me on that? Yes or no? Jack Smith wants out, and he's got to be really in a panic right now. You can let me know in the chat, yes or no. If you're not watching live, let me know in the comments. Yes. In case you're wondering, I'm sitting outside of a Chipotle. It's next to a Starbucks. That yeses. I see one no from Ron Norman. Everyone else so far is a yes. Yeah. You know, they don't understand MAGA. You know, and what they thought in their stupidity is that See, this is these never Trumpers in the Uniparty hate us, and they don't understand us. Okay, and they sit around. Kathy and I did a podcast that is not on YouTube. It's only on the podcast platforms and commercial free for Patreon supporters on the Patreon page. I did not upload it to YouTube, but it's on all the podcast platforms. Podcast last night. And what I was telling all this to Kathy and explaining it in a lot of detail on last night's podcast about the entire thing. And Jack Smith and Garland and these never Trumpers, they sit around always thinking of schemes, right, to stop Trump. And they tell themselves, you know, these MAGA people, they're law and order types. They don't support criminals. Look at the outrage they have towards the good people at Antifa. you know, because they think they're good people, the Democrats, and they never join. And once we get a mugshot and he's arrested, they'll drop him because they support law and order. They support the law, and that's how I think they analyze it, and they blew it. I'm on the MAGA scooter today. It's a beautiful day in Florida, and I'm going to go to the mall from here. And then I'll have more coffee when I get to the mall because I'm going to need it. Welcome, everyone. But that is, in a nutshell, that's the whole story with Jack Smith. He must be freaking out right now. And you know, Jack Smith didn't just do this on his own. Remember, Jack Smith's wife produced a documentary on Michelle Obama. So he's an Obama guy. So he gets his orders from Obama. Maybe not directly. I don't know. Valerie Jarrett. Who knows? But Jack Smith gets his orders. He's in the chain of command of Obama. So this tells me that Obama and the people behind Biden, they're all freaked out right now. You know, they know Biden's not going to go to jail. But these lower level people are like, what have we been? We're done. You know, we're done. Did you see the poll? And the polls we see are the media push polls. They see the internals, the truly scientific polls. And can you imagine what the truly scientific polls show Trump's popularity far beyond anything we are seeing right now? There's a car over here. I just want to show you. I don't know if this is something you see in your community, but here in Florida we have a large Jewish population. And you see cars all the time that are flying Israeli flags on top of them. You see that all over town. I don't know if you guys have that in your community. Okay. You see cars like that all over the place, supporting Israel. Pretty cool. Yes. I don't know, do you guys see Israeli flags on cars where you live? Remember when people had American flags on their cars like that after 9/11? Oh, this coffee is hitting the spot. I have 2 of these every morning before I go on. Well, I have one before I go on the air, and I drink one during the show. So I'm usually very caffeinated at this point of the day. But today I was doing some stuff around the house. Yeah, Trump is the way ahead. Now, also, the great Kari Lake is ahead of number 1 in the Senate race in the latest poll in Arizona. Get an outlet cover? Well, it's not. No. No, I like the outlet cover not being there. Yes, Merry Christmas to everyone. I'm actually going to pick up something for Kathy this morning for Christmas. I got her one big gift, and I'm going to get her one more thing. So we got an insane phone call last night with Kathy. Now, some of you may know Kathy just transitioned on a new medication. She's been on this medication for like 25 years, 26 years, this infusion pump that's been keeping her alive all these years. And they just recently developed a pill form of this IV medication she's been on for over 25 years. And it's been a tough transition for her. And then we got a call last night from the company that prescribes her IV medication she's no longer on. They didn't know she was no longer on it. And they're discontinuing the manufacturing of that medication. So, gosh, we were like so grateful last night that she transitioned to this new medication, because if she was on the old medication and they stopped making it, which they've done, it would not have been a good Christmas for us, I'll tell you that. It would have been a panic. The permanent government establishment class, they're displaying the most extreme. Yeah, you know, see, the thing is with Trump, and it, you know, I know you guys that watch me a lot hear me talk about this quite a bit. Trump is the first president, at least in our lifetimes. There's one other one, which I'm not going to get into right now because it's a little sideline, but it was in the 1800s. But Trump is the only president in the modern era, maybe ever, that got the nomination and won the presidency who was not part of the political establishment. All the other ones were a part of the political establishment, except for President Trump. And the meltdown they're having isn't just over the loss of, I mean, can you imagine how much money they've lost? The donor class, the military-industrial complex, all these crooked politicians in Washington, how much money they've lost because of Trump. But there's other forces against Trump that you don't understand. You know, the oil companies are against President Trump because they don't like it when oil's so cheap, like it was when Trump's in office, because their profit's lower. The oil companies like it when oil's high. They want to sell their product for as much as they can. He's got forces against him that people don't even understand. You know, the gun manufacturers, they love the Democrats because when the Democrats are in office, that's when gun sales are at their highest and ammo. So, you know, when Republicans like Trump are in office, gun sales and things are low. But when Democrats are, you know, you understand me? There's so many people against Trump. But the first president to not be chosen by one of the political parties, you know, because we have this primary system, and you're forced into voting for the one that is in your party, and they, no, Bruce, you're right there. I see you, Bruce. You're not ghosted, not by us at least. And that they're having a freak out. Now, also where I'm at, this is an area where a lot of Orthodox Jews live, and they're walking to Temple Drive. And you'll see, this is a normal thing in Florida, but you guys outside of Florida probably don't see this. Let's like in New York or something. But see, these are Orthodox Jews walking to services. They get all dressed up because they can't drive. Okay? But, oh yeah, so Kari Lake. Now, Kari Lake is in first place in the Senate race. And she's got this locked up. This is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing going on in Arizona. We're going to like her better in the Senate than as governor. I'll tell you that right now, because she's going to be on, when she's in the Senate, Kari Lake, she's going to be a big driving force. If you're new to my channel, this is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure you subscribe, and everyone please like the video. So what's going on in Arizona in the Senate race, it's a three-way race, right? You've got Kari Lake as the Republican. They've got a Democrat guy who's got it. He's running. And then the sitting senator is Sinema, and she left the Democrat Party and went independent. So you've got a Republican, Kari Lake, this Democrat guy whose name is unimportant, and Sinema, who is the sitting senator who's running as an independent. So the Democrat vote is getting split between Sinema and the Democrat, and Kari Lake she's like at 40-something%. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm on the MAGA scooter, and I could have worn shorts. I'm wearing pants, but I could have worn shorts this morning. But man, it's beautiful, beautiful weather. So Kari Lake has the Senate race in Arizona locked up. I mean, this is a beautiful thing. Unless Sinema drops out, which maybe they'll try to buy her off to do it. I doubt it, though. Well, there's so many coming in. They got to get them everywhere they can. They might have to put illegals on the Mississippi and start shipping them north. You know. I can't wait this late in the morning to have my coffee. I was just on the verge of getting a withdrawal headache. I did make a K-cup early this morning. There's no caffeine in that. It was basically decaf, so I don't even count that as coffee. This is espresso I'm drinking. This has 4 shots of espresso in it. You know, a lot of MAGA people in Texas don't like Greg Abbott. I don't know, but I know what he's doing. I don't know why, but what he's doing with the illegals is amazing. I mean, he's gotten Democrats like the mayor of New York, and look at this outrage in Chicago. That's all because of Abbott. 23 degrees. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's going to be. I'm not sure what the temperature is right now, but it's nice and warm. I'm in the shade, so it's a little cooler, but it was nice driving on the MAGA scooter, I'll tell you. Well, thank you, John, for the super chat. 13 years since Neil Rogers died tomorrow. Oh my goodness, that is crazy. For those who don't know, Neil Rogers was probably the most well-known radio personality in Miami forever and ever and ever. And he got fired from his last radio job a couple years before he died. He said the F word on the air by mistake, and they fired him, which was really disgusting. Pretty disgusting. Oh, Greg Abbott's amazing. Now, let me ask you. I'm not asking you if you want this. I'm asking, is this a possibility? Do you think that Greg Abbott is a possibility for Trump's vice president? Not whether you want it or not, whether or not Trump's considering it. You know, I saw on Twitter this morning and last night a story that's got to be complete BS, that Trump is talking to advisors about Nikki Haley as vice president. I don't buy that crap. I don't buy it. Do you guys buy it? I don't buy that. No nose on Greg Abbott. Not asking if you want him. You don't think he's on Trump's list. But this Nikki Haley vice president thing is... But I'll tell you this about Ramaswamy. You know, this is the thing. I had a call at the end of yesterday's show, not sure if you caught it, of this guy that was like screaming at me about Vivek Ramaswamy. And, you know, here's the thing with Ramaswamy. Okay? I've seen 3 people think that the spot where the MAGA scooter is an open parking space. They start to pull in and see my Vespa, and then they stop. If Donald, he can't be Musk because he's not a natural-born U.S. citizen. If Trump picks Ramaswamy, I'll support it. I'll support anything Trump does. I mean, if he picked Nikki Haley, I'd support, you know. But that doesn't change my opinion on Ramaswamy, you know. But whoever Trump picks, even if I hate him, I'm going to start liking him real quick, because I'm always, you know, we got to stand with Trump no matter what. No matter what. If Trump isn't back in 2024, this country as we know it is done. Done. You know, I mean, I was talking the last couple days at the southern border under Biden's disgusting presidency. 4.6 million illegals have crossed the border every year. 4.6 million a year. That's 1 million more than the birth rate of this country. And that 4.6 million does not include the unborn children that many of the illegal women have inside of them as they cross into the border, because they want their unborn children born in America. And then how many of them have babies after they get here, right, in the first year to get that stat. So, you know, that we're being overrun. There are more illegals coming here than American babies being born, right? I mean, 3.6 million babies born last year, 4.6 million illegals. not including the unborn children in the womb. So, I mean, and how many of those women that come across are pregnant? We don't, when they cross illegally. No way to know, right? For sure, but a lot of them are, or become pregnant real quick. So when we have a horde of invading illegals entering the country at 1 million more plus than our birth rate, what is this country going to be like if this is allowed to continue past 2024? Right? That's it. And what we're losing with that is we're losing our American identity, our American culture. And that's their plan. That's the plan. That's right. Yeah. So only Trump's going to stop it. I mean, only Trump would be able to shut down the border and do the mass deportations and end birthright citizenship. And I'll tell you another thing they got to end is this freaking refugee amnesty status you get if you're from Venezuela. Give me a break. Somebody else, they thought they had a space and then saw the MAGA scooter. Oh man, welcome. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. And of course, everyone who's already subbed, like the video. So I'm heading off to the mall. I gotta buy one more thing for Kathy. And I already got her one thing that's like the big gift, but I want to get her one more thing. But since our daughter's not coming home for Christmas, it's kind of a sad Christmas. It almost doesn't. We have a Christmas tree up, but there's no presents under it. Because the presents are usually for our daughter, and we just mailed her everything. Now also, by the way, we are fixing up one of our rooms to be a more proper guest room, and Kathy ordered a whole bunch of new MyPillow stuff. And she ordered those new percale sheets that Mike Lindell has. I've not used them, so I'm going to sleep in that guest room one day after we get them. We'll have them this week, I'm assuming, and so I can report on them. But she got the sheets for under $30 using the promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. She got the sheets and the pillowcases. We already have like so many MyPillows. We have every MyPillow there is, But if you go to mypillow.com. Use my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. Huge deals. You can use my promo code on all the specials at mypillow.com, not just the ones I talk about. And of course, when you shop at mypillow.com with my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, you're supporting all my content. So that helps a lot, on top of supporting Mike Lindell. So make sure you use the promo code Kane at checkout and buy something. Remember, you can use my promo code Kane on all the specials at mypillow.com, Kane. And when we get those percale sheets for the guest bed, I will let you know how they are. Oh, man, yes, Trump for life. Yes, a merry MAGA Christmas. No doubt about it. Trump and Tucker, I don't know. Are we wrapping something up for Nina and Luna? Our dog and cat? That's a good question. We just got some stuff for the cat yesterday, and we just gave it to her. Oh yes, we have all the every MyPillow there is. The regular MyPillow, the 2.0, the Giza Elegance pillow. We have all of them. But we only have one bed in the house, ours, so we need a guest bed. We realize. Yeah, the MAGA scooter's right over here. Oh, man. I've been up for hours, though. I've been up since 3. I love the Giza sheets, too, but we wanted to try the percale sheets. Oh, Lee Zeb just became a Patreon supporter. That's great. If you're a Patreon supporter, you get commercial-free editions of all my podcast episodes, on the Patreon page. And you, if you're a top Patreon supporter, you have your name listed in the description of every podcast and YouTube video I do. Every morning you'll see if you look in the description, even on this video, you'll see the top Patreon supporters listed there. Boy, this guy pulled in really close to the MAGA scooter in this massive... These Chevy SUVs look like hearses to me. That guy pulled in really close to the MAGA scooter. I'm getting nervous about the MAGA scooter, guys. Ugh. Oh, boy. Yeah, so things are looking great, of course, for Trump. Things are looking great for Kari Lake and her Senate run. That's amazing. I think we would much like her. I think we would like her better as a senator than a governor, because she'll be on TV all the time, more so than being governor, because she'll be there in Washington. And when Kari Lake's on television, she's getting our agenda on TV. You know. But what's the future of Fox News going to be after Trump's reelected? Christine Nome. I like whoever Trump picks. You know, usually I don't pay too much attention to the vice president, but because Trump only has his last term left available to him, whoever the vice president is more important, because they could walk into our nomination in 2028. You know, Ron DeSantis did us a great favor by blowing his cover as fake MAGA. If he did not blow his cover as fake MAGA, he would have run in 2028, won, and then afterwards we would have found out what a joke and sellout and traitor he is. So he did us a favor, DeSantis, in blowing his own cover. And this have you seen this new video of him talking with food in his mouth? It's disgusting. I mean, he just looked ridiculous. And he wants out of this race. I'm starting to think he's just doing too many stupid things, DeSantis. He's like looking for excuses to get out. Well, Pence has been taken very good care of by the establishment. Have you seen the house he moved into after he left office? Give me a break. That house is huge. That mansion he moved into is massive. Living on a budget's good, Joan. I always live below my means is my rule. Exactly. If you live below your means, you'll be okay. That's the best way to be. I wasn't that way when I was younger, I'll tell you that, but I am now. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Absolutely. Absolutely. This guy had parked so close to the MAGA scooter. I'm like really nervous. Let me see what happens when he comes out. Where I'm at is a very liberal part of town. No. So you gotta watch out for these liberals. Credit cards are death. Years ago, Kathy and I when we first got married, we had credit cards and we charged them up, and and we are credit card debt free. Which, let me tell you, that is like freedom. We don't have 10 cents on a credit card. Exactly. I know. Kathy and I have a small house. I mean, we live in a very tiny house. Our house is 1,500 square feet, and that includes the garage. So, and we get real estate agents, because Florida real estate's still pretty hot. We get real estate agents who contact us personally, wanting to sell our house. It's crazy. But in March, we will have been in our house for 20 years. Oh yeah, credit cards are indentured servitude. including that includes the garage, 1,500 square feet. Yeah, credit cards are indentured servitude. You know? They really are. But, you know, sometimes things come up, you know, and you got to use them. But, you know, at a time like this, at Christmas, you know, people charge. Now, let me ask you, though, with Kari Lake in the Senate, like, and if you're just joining us, the latest poll in the Arizona Senate race, Kari Lake's in first place, and you know, because she's running, Sinema's running as an independent, and then there's a Democrat running, so she's over 40%. I can't remember the exact number. I want to say 44-ish, somewhere around there, off the top of my head. And you know, let me know in the chat, yes or no. Do you think that Kari Lake will do better for us in the Senate than she would as the governor? I think so. You know, if she's there doing interviews all the time in Washington with the Washington media, she's going to promote our agenda, and I think she's a favorite to be the first female MAGA president, maybe the first female president. You know, because you know the thing about, you know, you look at Kari Lake and you look at Nikki Haley, okay? You know, Kari Lake hasn't held office, but she's like a tough broad, but she's still feminine, right? Right? She's still feminine, she's sexy, but she's tough, right? And you look at Nikki Haley is like Hillary Clinton. They're women that aren't tough, they're not feminine, and they're trying to portray themselves. I'm talking about like Nikki Haley, Hillary Clinton types. They're trying to portray themselves as something. They're trying to create an image that they're something. You know what I mean? They're not tough. They're complete sellouts. And Kari Lake, I wouldn't mess. I'd be scared of Kari Lake. She's like you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene's the same way as Kari Lake. They're tough, but they're still like feminine women. You know, I don't know, does that make sense to you guys? As opposed to Hillary Clinton or Nikki Haley that are trying to be something that they're not. Yeah, I mean, she's very limited what she could do on the southern border as governor. I mean, look at the struggles Greg Abbott has against Biden. I think she could do better for us in the Senate. Oh yeah, she'll be awesome. And she'll move up through the ranks quickly. She wouldn't be our nominee in 2028. She's got to get some more Washington time, I think, for that. Unless something extraordinary happens, and that very well could happen. You know? Ugh. This guy in this massive Chevy Suburban, it's too big. The guy can't even drive it. It's too big for him. Sarah Huckabee, she's not tough enough. She is not tough enough to be the president. She would not be my pick to be our first female MAGA president. Who's your pick to be the second MAGA president after Trump's second term? The second MAGA president. Who would you guess? Who would you like? Tucker? Don Jr.? I'd like Don Jr. or Eric to be our governor after DeSantis. It's hard to pick. Yeah, the second MAGA president in 2028. Two women? That's unlikely. Rand Paul? Nah. No, you know, you can't trust a libertarian. You can't trust a libertarian. They get weird sometimes. I like Rand Paul, but, you know. See? There's another car behind me with Israeli flags. The second one since I've been sitting here. Do you see the Israeli flag on that car behind me? That you see that all over town here. That's the second one since I've been streaming. No, we won't get a Democrat governor after DeSantis. Don't worry, in Florida. Byron Donalds could very well be a governor. Zionist, Jenna. What are you talking about? Israel were the ones who were attacked. Unprovoked attack. It's not the same car. The other car was older. They're both white cars. The other car was white but older. No, you see these cars with Israeli flags all over town here. That's Florida. The coffee at home is not strong enough. This is espresso, and the cost to make espresso at home is so expensive. It just, no. The regular coffee at home is not caffeinated enough for me. It's my one vice. What are you going to do, guys? The homebrew coffee just is not strong enough. Believe me, I've tried. I had the K-Cup this morning, and that doesn't even count. The line for the drive-through is 3, 6, like 10 cars deep. My goodness. So it's all great news. Jack Smith is screwed. He's in a panic. He's afraid of going to prison. Kerry Lake's in first place. Trump's kicking butt. It's just absolutely wonderful. Now, if you... it's too expensive to make the espresso at home. Believe me. Believe me. Because this has 4 shots of espresso. I drink 8 shots of espresso every day. But things could not be going better for us. They're just going absolutely incredible. It's amazing. I mean, you got to admit, you know, after Biden and Willie Brown's girlfriend came into the White House, did any of you imagine we would be doing as well as we are today? I mean, we knew Trump's pop, but this is just, we're in landslide territory. You know, we're in hardcore landslide territory that we've not seen in decades. And they can't even hide it, you know, and this is, you know, but the establishment uniparty, they hate the American people. They just hate us. It's their country. You remember, you know, Taylor Swift had that thing she used to say years ago, it's her world, we're just living in it, you know, all that BS. That's how the Washington establishment believe. They believe this is their country, and we're just living in it. You know? That's how they are. How dramatic is that? I got the Israeli flags flying behind me in the breeze here. Can you guys tell me how many minutes past the hour it is? Because I'm waiting for the mall to open. How many minutes past the hour? Because I can't see the time. I don't have my watch on, and I'm using my phone to stream with. It's 1 minute past the... Okay, the mall is open. I know, that's dramatic. Oh, it's 9:02 on the East Coast. Perfect, 9:01, perfect. The mall opened at 9. So, when I'm done with my coffee, we'll head off to the mall. Well, I'll head off to the mall. I'm not going to stream to the mall. I'd have to put the phone in my pocket or something and stream to the mall. You guys do. I don't think that would be fun for you guys. Frozen iguanas. Oh, the iguanas are the worst. You know, the iguana infestation of Florida. There are iguanas that are almost as big as full-size alligators. Well, each one of these has 4 shots. So I drink one before I go on the air, and then I drink another one during the show, which I'd probably get about maybe halfway through during the show. Loyalty is a must, but it's difficult. I mean, Trump's got so many people against him. You know, see, the thing with Nikki Haley, and it's the same thing with DeSantis. See, these are the kinds of nominees that the establishment like, because yeah, it's my crack. You know, Hunter has crack, hookers. I have, you know, espresso. Which would you rather be addicted to? Hookers and crack or espresso? But you know, they like Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis, the establishment, because they can buy them. You know, they get, like, for example, Nikki Haley, they gave her $8 million, right? Net worth $8 million. You know what happens when somebody comes into new money? What did Nikki Haley do? I'm sure, right? It's like lottery winnings. She bought a new house. Everyone in her family got new cars. You know, that $8 million, it's a lot of money. And you and I could retire for the rest of our lives, but I promise you, Nikki Haley's living high off the hog. And it's a drug. It's like me with my coffee, except with her, it's military-industrial complex money. So she wants more money. She wants $80 million. So her family's set up forever. So they got her. And the same thing with DeSantis. You can find this on, if you can't find it on YouTube, you can find it on Twitter. Walmart Melania, Ron DeSantis' wife, okay? There is a video of her when she was still doing the news. She was an anchor on the news in Jacksonville, Florida. And this one segment, you look this up for yourself, guys. She went to some event and she got a mug she's showing off on TV. It was a Koch brothers mug. And Casey DeSantis is on television. She's so excited that she was given this Koch brothers mug. You can watch this video. It's insane. I played the audio. If I could, maybe I'll, if I stream from my studio over the weekend, maybe I'll pull it up and show it to you guys. And if she gets that excited over a mug, when the donor money starts coming in, how excited would she be? So these are two people that can be compromised. You know, listen, who pointed this out? I played a clip earlier in the week. Who was it? Was it Tucker? Yeah, it was Tucker Carlson pointed this out about Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis was against U.S. involvement in Ukraine, just like I am and most of you guys are, right? And one donor donated money to him who was pro-U.S. involvement in Ukraine, and DeSantis changed his entire position on Ukraine. Tucker Carlson was talking about that earlier this week. How can you trust a guy like that? You know, who's basically for sale. He's for sale. Ron DeSantis, just like Nikki Haley. That's it on the coffee, guys. Oh, man. So, yeah, I'm going to go to the mall and get a gift for Kathy. I got her big thing, but I want to get, it's, you know, it's one of those things. I got her something really, I don't want to tell you what it is. If she wants to tell you, she can, but I don't know. But I got her one thing, and there's some gifts, when you get them for your spouse, you can't keep them a secret, right? Because, you know, it's hard to buy things and keep it a secret when your wife handles all the money in the family. So she knows the big thing. So I'm gonna go and get her something that she won't know that I can pay for without her knowing. So she has some surprise. You know. I hate that. Anybody else have that problem? You know, your spouse handles all the money, so you buy something, they know what it is. You know. Yeah, MAGA Mike Johnson. I hope he earns that title. No doubt about it. Well, in the last, okay, you're talking about the Senate. In the last election, in the midterms, there weren't that many Senate seats in play. There's more Senate seats in play now. And by the way, I uploaded a new podcast to the podcast platforms last night. I'm not going to put it on YouTube. It's a short podcast. And I didn't upload it to YouTube, but it's on all the podcast platforms. So if you guys want to check that out, please do. I'd appreciate it. The Brian Craig Show podcast. I do upload most every episode here to YouTube, but that was one I just didn't. But it's a short episode. You can check it out if you'd like. Talked about Jack Smith and a bunch of other stuff. That's right. You need uber rich people like President Trump that cannot be bought. You know, that's what you need. You know, you don't need these people that are compromised, like DeSantis and Nikki Haley. You know, they all want to be like Biden. They all want to have secret. They all want to get rich, you know, from donors doing favors for them. Sinful Toaster, he's been bought and paid for at least twice. Who's the he in that, Sinful Toaster? If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk, guys. And like the video if you're already subscribed. All right? And I keep hearing from more and more people every day that tell me that they keep getting unsubscribed like almost every day. Like, I don't know what that's about, but I hear that. No one becomes a billionaire twice legally? Really? Really? You think so? Donald Trump did. No, okay. I might check it out. Hugh Hewitt. Oh, it is such a nice day. Beautiful palm trees behind me. Let me see. I don't know if you can see the tops of them if I turn the camera. Okay. That's the Florida life right there. Palm trees, beautiful sky. Absolutely. Oh, man. We need a MAGA House and Senate. That's for sure. Well, all the birds are coming south for the winter. That's why you hear all those birds. I know, it's a lot, isn't it? Yeah, we get... well, thanks, Deuce. You subscribed this morning. Are you new? I don't think you're new. I've seen you around before. Haven't I? But we in Florida, we get two things every winter that come to Florida every winter. Birds and the northern homeless. The homeless. Oh, man. Because, hey, the homeless don't want to be in the cold. They want to be where the birds are in the winter. Florida. Exactly. Hey, Chuck Veritas. Hello. Hello, Katina. Welcome. Well, I'm not going to be on much longer, Katina. So you might, but you can watch the replay. I hear that, Deuce. I hear that from people all the time, and I find myself unsubscribed from YouTube channels that I know I sub to. Strange. So please make sure you're subscribed and like the video. That helps a lot. All right, guys. I'm going to take off. I'm going to go do my Christmas shopping for Kathy, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Have a great day, and I'll be back. This is not my last stream before Christmas, I promise you. All right? Take care. Thank you.